Yeah, let's watch this one, guys. Yeah, look kind of cool. The game you can't fail. Let's watch this. Yep.
Mini golf.
YouTube keep pushing this content to me, so yeah, I guess I gotta watch it. The game you can't fail. Yep, lock in, guys. Yeah.
I built 3 mini golf courses that are
Let's
so
go.
geometrically optimized that it's physically impossible to miss, no matter how badly you hit it, while also making it nearly certain that your opponent will miss. However,
Yep. He built a game where you can just win without cheating. That's cheating.
every course I build must get progressively more complex, and everything I build has to be completely game legal. So I started off by building an elliptical mini golf course.
Elliptical mini golf course?
I'll explain why I chose to use an ellipse in a second. But for now, I just 3D printed a bunch of these angle brackets and used them to position the walls into a perfect ellipse shape. And once I had it ready, it was time to test out.
Now it's time to see if it actually works.
Yo! It works! What's the mechanic behind this? I don't know.
Angle brackets and use them to
My
position
physics
the
suck,
walls into
so
a perfect ellipse
I don't
shape.
know, man.
And once I had it ready, it was time
What's
to
the logic
test
behind
it
it?
out.
Now it's time to see if it actually works.
Alright. What's the logic behind this? I'm curious now. Ooh. Okay. Cool.
And as you can
just can't
see,
fail?
regardless of the direction I hit the ball, it always goes in.
Wow, this is magic.
I
This
can
is magic,
literally
man.
play
This is magic.
completely blindfolded, and I always get a hole-in-one. And this is all
Man.
because of this shape. Now, this is not the first time I've used an ellipse in my videos because they have so many cool properties that actually make them feel like magic.
Cool.
Every ellipse
That's
has
so cool.
2 points called the focuses, or foci is technically the
Foci.
plural term.
Right.
But
Learn
what's
new
cool
thing
about these
today.
2 points is that anything that bounces off the wall of an ellipse starting from the one focus will always end up at the other focus, no matter what direction you hit it. But it also makes it so that if you start anywhere other than the focus, then it's nearly impossible to hit it into the hole if you're doing a bank shot. But that leaves one obvious problem. My opponent could still just hit the ball directly into the hole. And for a course this size, that's pretty easy. On top of that, an ellipse-shaped golf course is pretty suspicious looking. So I definitely needed to upgrade it. And I had an idea. Circles are technically ellipses too, except both focus points are in the
I don't know most thing that he's talking about.
exact same
Yeah, here.
spot.
Most thing that he's talking about. Yeah,
That means
I have
if you
no clue.
hit a ball from the center of the
I'm
circle,
learning.
it will always bounce straight back through the center. And this is pretty intuitive when it's a full circle, but
Sure.
it doesn't have to be the full shape. So
I'm
you
too stupid to understand how this works.
use this to my advantage and added a half circle around the starting focus of the ellipse. Now, no matter which direction you hit it, either it bounces off the ellipse wall and goes in like normal, or it hits the half circle and it
Really? No matter no matter which direction you hit it, you always go back to the hole?
gets
Really?
redirected right back across the focus, where it then bounces off the ellipse wall and
He's explaining like how this thing works, but I have no clue.
still goes
I have
in.
zero clue,
or at least in theory. And hopefully this would do 2 things. First of all, it gives it more variation. So
Holy shit, why there's so many bought on cake though? I mean,
it doesn't just look like an ellipse, which is perfect because I don't want my opponent to get suspicious. And
bro.
because it's impossible to hit the other half of the ellipse with this setup, I can make the golf course look even more abstract just by changing this side, because I can make this shape whatever I want, just because I know that the ball's not going to hit it. But
Yeah.
the other thing this did is it made it impossible for my
He
opponent
looked like a huge nerd.
to hit it into the hole without first
Can you just hit the ball, really? I want to see
having it
what
hit off a
happened.
wall. So unless they knew that they were supposed to start from the focus, it was nearly impossible to make a hole-in-one. So I finished making these revisions to the golf course and got ready to test.
Do it. Okay, cool. Maybe he just tricked us. He just have the skill to, you know. He just have the skill to hit it. Yeah, to hit it every single time. Oh. The pattern of how this ball is rolling is really unnatural. This is why I know he's not lying. It's probably not fake.
It worked great. Honestly, it worked even better than I thought. No matter what direction I hit it, it would always get a hole-in-one.
Yeah.
Well, almost. It wasn't perfect.
Oh.
But it was still too small to pass
It
as
can miss too?
a real course, and it still wouldn't be that hard for my opponent to score. So I decided to take it one step
It can
further.
miss too.
If one focus always leads to the next, I could chain two ellipses together. If I placed a second
Oh,
ellipse
that's some complicated shit, bro.
so that its starting focus
I don't
overlaps
know what the hell he's
with
talking
the ending
about.
focus of the previous one. And then I just used the half circle trick that I used in the previous version to make sure that it always hit this side of the ellipse to ensure that it would go in. Plus, then I could do whatever I want with the other half
Yo, what is talking
of the
about?
ellipses because it was impossible for the ball to hit that side of it
What
from
is
the
talking
focus.
about?
And with all of this, I really felt like it was starting to look like an actual mini golf course.
I hope I'm as I have 10% of his brain power, man.
That it was bigger and had some dead ends and random looking shapes.
Okay.
And if this course worked how I hoped, then it would be nearly impossible for my opponent to get a hole-in-one, unless they knew exactly where to set their ball. But I was super nervous because even though I knew that this worked in theory, this didn't account for several things like the spin of the ball and the
You have to try it to see if it works, right?
through
Come
the
on.
walls and tiny variations in the course floor and all kinds of other things that I just couldn't account for. Variations in the course floor and all kinds of other things.
His eye look weird
If
here.
the ball bounces even
Jesus.
1 degree off from where it's supposed to early on, that'll make it so that the next focus that it goes to will be quite a bit off, which will make it bounce off a completely different place on the wall, which could cause it to end up being completely off.
Yo.
But the only way to find out was to test it. So I got ready to test.
Finally, man. After all this like explaining, which I don't really understand, finally. Can you cope? Oh. Oh, it works. Does it work like every single time? That's my question. Oh. Maybe he just got some skill and he hit it like 100 times and he just take the footage where he, you know, he get the ball into the hole. Yeah. Maybe he's cheating. I'm not sure. He's just using some successful footage after he tried this for 100 times. Probably. I don't know. Okay, cool. Doesn't look fake. I feel like it worked. Wow, even if you hit like
Totally worked.
10 ball in a row,
What's
it still
especially
work?
weird is that a lot of the time it didn't even cross over the middle focus, which is so strange because it would
Yeah.
still make it in. I don't even know how to explain this, but it worked.
If it cross over the mid part, will it still work?
Now, I'm going to be completely honest. It
Can you
didn't
just test it out?
work every time,
Yeah.
probably because of one of the many reasons that I mentioned earlier, but it
Yo.
did have a huge advantage. And it really was nearly impossible to get a hole-in-one when you didn't start at the focus. So now there was only one thing left to do. So being the gentleman I am, I let my wife go first. Except I may have strategically put the ball not on the focus, so as to make it nearly impossible for her to get a hole-in-one.
Yep. Did it!
That's crazy.
Is he scamming his wife? Does his wife know? Yeah, this game can't fail.
I cannot explain to you how lucky she was to get that hole-in-one. This course was specifically designed not to let
He's a good husband.
that happen. But I
Maybe he's a bad liar, but he's a good husband. That's for sure.
figured I could at least bring this game to a tie because
Yeah.
there was almost no way I could miss this shot.
Maybe he's just as good as Tiger Woods, bro. I don't know, man. Oh, he missed it. So this thing doesn't work.
Let's maybe run that one.
Okay, so I guess if you really want to be good at mini golf,
cool.
the best
Cool
way
video.
to do it is just to practice. If you
Cool video, bro.
enjoyed this video, then make sure to subscribe. Thanks
Sure.
for watching.
What a video, guys. Constructive chaos. Okay, cool. He did all the math and didn't account for raw speed.